Alabama offensive lineman Tyler Booker joins us each week, courtesy of Roback. Get all your great game day gear, golf gear, amazing pullovers, and pants at Roback.com. Use code TNR20 for 20% off your initial order at Roback.com. Tyler Booker joins us at this time every single Monday, the Alabama offensive lineman on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. A reminder, you can get everything Alabama at CoverCrimson.com, CoverCrimson.com. Join for $1 right now and see how you like it. CoverCrimson.com, also the YouTube channel Cover Crimson. Welcome in, Book. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing fantastic. Thank you very much. I know fans are frustrated, but nobody's more frustrated than you. You put a lot into this. Your team puts a lot into this, and it's frustrating to lose conference games on the road or at home or anywhere. Can you just walk us through your mindset right now? I mean, how do you feel coming off a tough road loss at Tennessee?
Well, it's tough losing to anybody, anywhere, under any circumstance. Like, this is a team full of a bunch of competitors, and we just hate losing. So we're going to use this to drive us and motivate us going into this Missouri game this weekend. So we can't be too focused on what happened on Saturday. We just got to learn from it, grow from it, and look forward to the future.
15 penalties. It's hard to win with 15 penalties. What's the message on cleaning that up?
We have to be a more disciplined team, no matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter how loud it is. It doesn't matter what's going on in the game. We just have to be more. We have to be a more disciplined team overall. Like 15 penalties, it's hard to overcome that, and especially with it's just hard to overcome in general, no matter what the circumstances are. So we just have to be better and more disciplined team overall.
Talk to me about what goes on when they're trying to communicate there, when the quarterback's trying to change something or change the sets and the communication. You hear all the time talk about silent snap count, but that you can't do everything silent, right? You do have to have some communication. How hard was it, especially at first drive out there, how hard was it to hear what Jalen was trying to change at the line?
It was pretty tough. We were close to we weren't close to being backed up, but I think our first drive started on like the 25. So that was pretty close to their fans, and they got some of the most rowdy fans in the country. And I think of all the sports. So it's tough to hear Jalen, but as we figured out that we had to go on silent, we had more success going from that standpoint on, and that's just something that we have to continue to get better at.
Lance mentioned the penalties, and I know all penalties are frustrating, but when a player gets, and I'm not trying to pick on Kendrick Law here, that was obviously a tough time to pick up a 15-yard penalty. I get that. But as team leaders, you know, what is the message to a team when you see a penalty that is of the personal foul nature? It's not a hustle penalty, Book. It's I've gotten in an argument, and I put my hand in a guy's face mask and I get 15 yards at the worst possible time. How does the team and the coaching staff deal with that?
Well, it's just tough because we just can't have penalties like that, no matter what's going on during the game. But what a lot of people don't realize is Kendrick is a great leader on our team. He just had an emotional moment at a bad time, and that's something that we all have to be better on. But Kendrick is somebody who's going to definitely bounce back and respond from that moment, and he's not going to let that moment define who he is as a player or define his production this season. And Kendrick is very excited to get back to work, and we all believe in him. And he knows that he has to be better, and he knows that we can't allow those kind of moments to happen on any stage. But we still all believe in Kendrick. We're all still behind him, and he's still he's a very big leader on his team still.
There is a buzz out there that Jalen Milroe's not 100%. I don't know how much you can go into that. Does he seem physically close to 100%?
Jalen Milroe is 100%.
Period. There was no short statement. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler Booker is with us as we have the conversation here about Alabama after their loss to Tennessee. Still a lot of season left, and there's a 12-team playoff. So this is different than years past. But after the game, nobody wanted to talk about the playoffs. It was about really winning the next game. Is with the 12-team playoff, does that make it easier to refocus after a loss now to try to correct these problems, knowing that there are still goals for this team out there?
Well, before I answer this, because I want to go back to that question about Jalen. Just thinking about it, me just saying, I think I answered that a little bit too quickly. Nobody's ever going to be 100%. Nobody's ever 100%. I'm hurting right now, playing football in the SEC, you're never going to be 100%. But what I meant to say is that Jalen, he's on that field and he's going to be able to do everything in his power to help us win that game. So sorry I rushed to answer that question and didn't give it my full thought. But you're never going to be 100% playing football in the SEC. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
when you're on that field, you're giving your all.
The only reason I ask is when you go back and you watch Jalen against Georgia, I mean, you saw the explosion with his legs and how he was just able to dominate physically everywhere on that field. And there just seems to be some hesitations here and there. There's some missed open throws. So, people are just wondering, but I get that.
And on top of that, real quick, your coach after the game said a lot of people are going through a lot of things, which injury could be one of those things. So that was the reason for the question.
No, I completely understand, but I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to put a narrative out there about Jalen that could have been spun a certain way. So I just wanted to clear that up.
No, that's fair, and it's wise of you to do that. And we'll make sure when all this goes out, it all goes out together. Trust me.
That was very smart.
Yeah, it's very smart.
It's actually being live tweeted by some of the people that cover Alabama right now. And the first tweet was Tyler Booker on Next Round Live. Jalen Milroe is 100%. And now Booker is now followed up. Just thinking about it. I mean, they've got it word for word here. So AI reporter has it down. You have corrected it there. So it works out really good.
Like a course stenographer.
Yeah. So I want to go back and ask you, because in that post-game locker room when Little T and I were doing interviews, couple questions about the loss, and then as a reporter, you want to have some stuff to talk about on Sunday, Monday. So I asked the question, 12-team playoff. There's still stuff out there to play for. The season's it's not over yet. So as a captain on this team, having a 12-team playoff, is that an easy starting point to jump off? What's your mindset moving forward now?
Our mindset now is that every game is a one-game season. Like we win or die, essentially. So every game from here on out is must win. That was our mindset prior, but now it's real, and that's that's where our mindset is right now.
Is that sort of like it was?
Go home.
Is that like it was last year in a 14 playoff after the Texas loss? This is sort of the same situation you were in last year, right?
That's definitely how it was last year after the Texas loss, and just going back to my freshman year, the year before that, because we knew that those two losses that we had going into the playoff that really hindered us, and I think we ended up being 6 or something like that. I think we were one of the first 2 teams out, but we understood that those 2 losses hurt us. So now that playoff is expanded, but yeah, we never want to make losing acceptable or seen as acceptable. We're like, okay, well, the playoff opened up, so we can afford to drop a couple games. Like, no, that's never our mindset. It's just any given Saturday, but we just have to make sure that we're on the right side of that any given Saturday statement for the rest of the season.
Tyler Booker is with us. Don't forget all Alabama coverage, covercrimson.com. You can join for $1, covercrimson.com, and also the Cover Crimson YouTube channel. A lot of free content there, but everything at covercrimson.com. And you alluded to this. You know this, Book. You've played a lot of Alabama football. It's a very passionate fan base, and they support the heck out of you guys. But Alabama, there are no acceptable losses. Nobody deals with a loss well. How do you deal, and this may not even be an issue, but young guys that are new to this, as a veteran, do you have to say something to them like, listen, there's going to be some outside noise, just understand this is what you signed up for as an Alabama football player?
Oh, yeah. So first, before they even look at the outside noise, I'll be like, hey, man, turn your phone off tonight. Don't even do it. Don't even type your name into Twitter, because we've all been there before after we had after a loss or an iffy game. So don't even just get off social media. Don't even do it. They understand. Something else that I say is, like, if it's not coming from somebody within this locker room right now or back at Malmore, it doesn't matter, because everybody doesn't really know what's going on fully. So just worry about the people who are here grinding with you, bleeding, sweating, and crying with you every day. Like, those are the voices that matter, not somebody that's outside of that building. We love our fans, but we understand what's really going to help us win.
How good is this team right now? I can't figure anything out in the SEC. Everybody was like, Texas is going to roll Georgia. Georgia goes in there and basically rolls Texas. I mean, nothing really is making sense in the SEC in 2024. But, I mean, if you just had to step back and evaluate, I mean, how good is this team?
the potential. So it's a hard question to answer because the potential of this team, I wholeheartedly believe that we have the potential to win a national championship this year, but potential is nothing without result. So we are a decent team with a lot of potential. We have to continue to tap into that potential week by week, every day in practice, even today as we go in and continue to watch film. We have to continue to tap into that potential and reach our maximum potential because who cares about, the 2024 Alabama team could have really done something if we haven't done it, So.
Was the wardrobe choice today, the length T-shirt, intentional?
No, I just went my drawer, put something on because I'm about to actually go head over to the facility to watch them and get a quick workout in. It's not a fashion show. I'm going to work.
Okay. Just asking. Just asking. Because I laid this out last night. I wanted to make sure I look good for you. So
you know us. We're all fashion show book. We do not work. You know that, right?
Hey,
the only fashion show I was focused on was the SEC Media Day, but that's long gone now.
That's long gone. Yeah, you look good there.
I do want to ask you this because I don't think I've ever been to an Alabama fan where it seemed like there was that few of an Alabama fan based on the entire crowd. Like at one point, I thought it was 90-10 Tennessee fans. Then after the game, I thought maybe 80-20. Dunaway brought me back and said it was more 90-10. I don't know if it's something that stood out to you, but looking around Neyland on Saturday, were you like, this is the least amount of fans I've ever seen, I've ever played in front of, Alabama-wise?
Honestly, so me personally, I look for my family, like pregame, when I got a little bit of time pregame, I look for my family. I try to spot them. And I saw that that was probably the most congregated amount of Alabama fans that I've seen that was in the family section. And looking around, you saw some Crimson here and there, but I really couldn't give you a 90-10 or 80-20 split off the top of my head. It was a lot more than there were us, but that's for sure. And it was the same way last year. It was a lot more of us than it was them last year when it was at our place. So that's just the way SEC football is going to be. Everybody's fans are going to show out, especially if it's a big rivalry game like that one.
All right, Tyler Booker, covercrimson.com is where you find all the Alabama coverage. Join for $1, and it's Alabama-Missouri coming up Saturday at Bryant-Denny, back home at Bryant-Denny for the Missouri Tigers. Good luck in that game, Book. As always, we appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great week.
All right, buddy. You too. Take care. Tyler Booker with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Reminder, covercrimson.com, covercrimson.com. Join for $1 there.